extra note on plantar fasciitis for those of you who are interested. Check in with your feet, take your socks off and spread your toes. Check in with the pads on your toes. I've been kind of going through them, so I've been going big pad on my big toes, press them down, go back to the big toe joint, see what that feels like, press that down. And then I've worked my way through my toes, so second toe, pads, and then the joints, and all the way through. It gets harder as you, well, certainly for me, I find the kind of fourth toe and the little toe quite difficult to feel, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, so that's that. Check in with the pads, check in with the joints. Maybe take the weight back and see what the heels feel like. So you know what's going on in your feet. Now, if you press down through the pads on the big toe and then go for the joints, and then trying to maintain that level-ish of pressure, you won't, but try to. See if you can magnetize the big toes together. So draw the toes together, but there's still pressure going down through them. Now what that does is it activates the arches in your feet. And there's a direct line from the arches in your feet up the inner line of the leg to the groin. This keeps your feet strong and healthy. It's really good for bunions. So if you've got bunions, I used to have a bunion. I did this religiously and I don't have a bunion anymore. It's nice to get a bit of feedback. You might like to try it with your feet together. Now, if you've got really bad bunions, your big toes won't come together. I used to actually go down and pull my big toes over a little bit and then press down again. So that might be something that you could do. If you can get your big toes together, you can then really feel yourself pressing into the sides of the big toes. So that can be nice. I also do this in the bath. So parking my feet either side of the taps and pushing into the taps, or putting the toes, the big toes, the other side of the tap and trying to draw them away. Play with it. But I really emphasize how much you want to feel your feet. Notice the skin. Notice what your feet do when you walk. Notice if they're even. It's a real paying attention and then maybe changing some habits. Lots of people mentioned rolling out. Just thought I'd show you. You want a ball. Some people use a tin, so that can be nice, particularly with plantar fasciitis. A tin can be nice, cool. But essentially, something that's round that you can roll. Nice to go up and down the foot. Again, play with it. Play with the pressure. I quite like applying pressure and then releasing, so you're pulsing down through the ball. Remember to do both feet, of course. And maybe they're different. I've gone on to the other foot and this other foot feels very different. It's much stiffer and yeah. So there you go. And just a note on progression. Go super slowly. If you've got an injury, go super slowly. Better to do less, not enough, than do too much, because the moment you do too much, you re-inflame the area. And the other thing is inflammation. Eat loads of turmeric. Turmeric's brilliant for inflammation. I found that really helpful as well. Okay, good luck out there. Let me know how it goes.